Hi friends, I'm Danielle and this is Hogan Life. Welcome to my channel. I like to talk about everything mom related on this channel, so you came to the right place. Everything family related. So if you are not a mom, you are still welcome here. Please stay. It is Christmas time, you know, 'tis the season to be jolly, and I am really big on the jolly this time of year. We have some really special traditions in our family. Traditions we have established just being our own little family unit, my husband and I and our 7 kids. And then also traditions we've had passed down to us from our parents. Now these aren't traditions like if you don't do them one year, you've broken the tradition that has been carried down from generation to generation. No, it's just, it didn't work out this year and maybe we'll do it next year. You know, traditions should adapt to your family and the changes in your life. Now, I'm not really doing these in order of importance. I'm just doing them in a haphazard fashion, which is kind of the way I roll. But I am gonna start out with a tradition that has been consistent in my family for probably 17 years. And it is that my sisters and I create a photo album on, you know, a site like Shutterfly, a photo book for my parents. Now this started out with me. I would do it every year because I was the only one of my siblings who had children. And I would just take all the pictures of the year, some my own and some just of our family events, anything I would take pictures at, and compile them. And I started giving them this photo book every Christmas. So now, because all of my sisters have their own children, we have 25 altogether, we all get on the book, we all submit photos, and now after 17 years, seeing all those books on my parents' shelf and being able to look back at what we did in the different seasons of our life, it's truly beautiful. Number 2, going around and seeing lights in your neighborhood or in a neighborhood that has, you know, that is famous for its light display. We have a couple in my hometown. They have a channel you turn to so you can listen to the synchronized music that goes with the lights, and it's really fun. So if you want to do hot chocolate on the go and just drive around one evening with your family and all of you in Christmas pajamas, that's a really fun tradition to do. Third tradition, I think most people who have a Christmas tree do this, but it is your Christmas tree decoration, and we make a night of this as a family. It's really special to me as a mom. I don't know if it's as special to everyone else. Because it's important to me, I make it happen. And my husband. We still have a real tree and I love it. I love how awkward the trees sometimes are year to year. I love every part of it. Yay for Darcy! But because every year I've carried down the tradition of giving my children an ornament, and they're not super expensive, especially the ornaments I give to my young children. We all love to look at the ornaments from year to year, and it is a very special tradition. My mom and dad still give each of us kids an ornament on Christmas Eve, and it is such a sweet token and remembrance of our childhood. Plus, when my kids start moving out and they take the ornaments like we did to our parents when we got married and took our ornaments, I'm gonna need more ornaments. And all that will be left is my homemade ornaments from my children that passed down year after year. And some of those are doozies. Giving gifts. I know that we all like to give gifts around this time of year. I have an enormous family. So just our immediate family, my parents, my siblings, my 5 siblings, and our 25 collective children, it makes for an enormous amount of people. Now, we have always done this in our family. We don't draw names, we just give if we can. And so you might have some years where you don't choose to give gifts and nobody cares, and it's not a big deal. And the people who like to give gifts do give gifts. I have to tell you, most of us all give gifts to everybody. They're not expensive, and sometimes they're tokens, and sometimes we go in on something that we just think one of our siblings will really like. I never want it to be for us as a family that we match dollar for dollar, or we have to, or there's that kind of burden on anyone else. So everything we have done in our family has been really free of drama, and we're really open and honest about it. Christmas baking. Okay, we all Christmas bake. I used to get all the ingredients for all the recipes I wanted to try and do the cookie tins, and now I just do one recipe that I love, or 1 or 2 recipes. It's easier with all the kids. It's not so chaotic. And then I know that it's a tried and true recipe, and I can just fill my little cookie buckets or cookie tins with that one recipe, and I know people will love it. That's kind of how I've shifted in Christmas baking, because I still want to do it, but it is overwhelming when I have a list of a dozen things that I want to bake. Then we have the Christmas snacks, the specialty snacks that are only this time of year. Yes, these. I love these little guys. They are so cute, and they are so tasty. So during the Christmas season, I switch from peanut butter cups when I'm having a bad day to little Christmas cookies, mini gingerbread men cookies, and these guys are stashed in my closet. Okay, the tradition of church. going to church. Don't let this one slide. I always tell my kids we go to church not for what we can get, but for what we can give. When you are not plugged into a church, you are missing out on a really valuable community. And it's not just what you get, it's what you can give to people perhaps that really are in need of family this time of year. Not everybody has the blessing of family. Some people are very alone. That's why Christmas is hard for people. So if you don't have family yourself, church is a great place to get plugged into because it is a family. I know my church is. And then you can see people who need a little bit of time with a family, and maybe you can adopt them for the Christmas season. Just a thought. We just get involved. Kids do whatever Christmas program is offered. Maybe it's a song, maybe it's a play, maybe it's a little dance, maybe it's just a scripture reading, but participate. Next, our tradition, of course, is stockings. Lots of people do stockings, and stockings are very special, and we don't fill them with extravagant things, some candy and some little toys. This year I did some old-fashioned games like jacks and marbles and jump ropes. But also my siblings and I fill our parents' stockings. So we'll all get a thing or two, an item or two. And we will on Christmas morning, whenever we go over there for Christmas, just tuck them into mom and dad's stocking. And so they get their Christmas stockings. And I have to tell you something, my mom and dad, they're extra special. I can't lie. They still give us stockings per family. It's really sweet. So in many ways, I haven't had to grow up too much, even though I'm an adult with my own children. Christmas crafts. Great tradition. If you have children, you want to do Christmas crafts, there's so many fun ones you can find anywhere. Hobby Lobby. I just got a bunch of fun Christmas crafts from Hobby Lobby. But this is a great way to get your kids entertained of an afternoon. Also a great way for them to make Christmas presents for all their cousins, okay? It's a great thing. I try to supply the wild craft material. I know you wouldn't really consider this a tradition, but this should be a life practice, and that is gratitude. Now, this entire season, I want to be about Jesus. But I ask myself a lot of times in life as a mom, when you have a lot of comparison, you got a lot of pressure. Am I doing this for them? Am I doing this for me? Or am I doing this for the ideal? Because we all have ideals, and sometimes we're making decisions not because it's good for the family, but because we've got an ideal, and maybe we need to reconsider whether or not that's beneficial. But around this season, I want to ask myself, am I doing this for him? So the things that we partake in, I want them all to lead to Jesus. The recognition of the gift he gave to us here on earth and what that means for our moment and for our future. The awareness that not everybody has that knowledge, not everybody has accepted that wonderful gift of the love of God shown through the birth and the giving of his son, Jesus Christ. So cultivating gratitude, cultivating a thankfulness, everything we do, and not judging other people when they're not grateful, not judging other people when they're having a hard time with Christmas.
Keep it, but you don't keep it. Let me leave it alone then.
Actually bringing the love of Jesus to the world. And of course, watch your Christmas movies. We all spend a lot of time on devices, whether it be cell phone or iPad or watching news or watching our shows. And to just take a break from those things and to watch some Christmas movies together as a family. It really is impactful, and it gets you in the heart, and we need to be affected in the heart this time of year, and then carry it on throughout the coming year. Guys, thanks for joining me. You know I love it when we get to have this time together. Remember, no one can mom your kids like you. Have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you next time.